Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. So earlier this week, I was making a little order on IKEA for some pillows that I needed, and I offered to my sister if she wanted to add anything into the order, she could. And she ended up getting this little jewelry tray thing to organize jewelry. And as soon as I saw her get it, I thought, oh, that could be really useful to organize all my jewelry. That's such a good find. Maybe I should get it too. Maybe I need it too. And so I was about to add another one to the cart. And then I started thinking, well, if I'm gonna get a jewelry tray, shouldn't I get the best jewelry tray? So maybe I should hold off for now and do a lot of research on the perfect jewelry box setup and make sure that I have the best possible organization of jewelry. And that way, life will be way easier and on and on and on. And then I stopped myself and thought, how did I just create this entirely new need for myself that I hadn't thought of for weeks or months? I had thought about a while ago maybe reorganizing my jewelry, but right now pretty much all of it fits into like a small pouch and it works. And I don't really need more than that. Like, I've been functioning fine with my current system. So why was it that suddenly when I was confronted with this product and with my sister improving her organization, that I felt the need to also do that? I think it's incredible, the human capacity for creating needs. And I think that's a huge barrier to minimalism, because we can get so caught up in needing more and creating holes in our lives that we need to fill that don't actually exist, that we just get into this purchasing cycle. And so I just wanted to create a video about this phenomenon of creating not only wants, but this feeling of need, this emotion that like turns into more than an emotion. It turns into like a logical thing where we're creating justifications in our head for why we need this belonging, for what it would do for our lives, how it would improve our lives. And when I think about advertising in general, I mean, I do think that a lot of advertisers are trying to create a hole in our lives, a problem that they need to fix that we didn't even realize was a problem before we encountered the ad. And I think once we bring some awareness to that cycle, to that process of falling into the trap of creating more needs for ourselves, then maybe we can break free from it and stop ourselves before we really engage in that belief that we have a new need. Because I mean, if we really think about it, what do we really need to live? We need shelter over our heads. We need food. We need loved ones. We need security and safety. But at a certain point, why do we need all these products? And often, will these products even fulfill the need that we've created? Like, for a long time, I was battling with dry skin throughout like most of COVID. I was really struggling with just flaky skin all over my face. And it was actually kind of convenient timing because I couldn't really go out and see very many people. So I was just at home with my flaky skin. But I was looking for a product to fix this problem. And I went through this whole process of searching for a product that would work that I didn't end up being successful at until my sister told me about a product that did work for her. But in any case, I mean, I was fine with the flaky skin, and also all the products that I bought to fix the flaky skin for like a long period of time just didn't work. And they had basically claimed to work for dry, flaky skin, but they didn't. And so it's also kind of this funny phenomenon of all these minor kind of wants that seem to shift into needs. We often will try to buy a bunch of different things to kind of fill that hole or to fix that problem that just don't end up working. So often products are portrayed as being like, do this one thing and it will make you happy. Get this one thing and it will solve your problem, when life is a lot more complicated than that. And one thing I've learned from studying psychology and in research is that there are moderators. That is actually a statistical term, so forgive me if that's a little annoying. But basically, people have different factors that make them them. So something that works for one person might not work for another for whatever reason. People have individual differences that make the effect of something different on them. And so often I have to remind myself when I hear about this dream product that's going to solve your problem that you didn't even know you had, you don't know that it is going to solve the problem the way that it's claiming to. And also maybe it just doesn't apply to you in the same way. I also think there's another phenomenon of creating needs by specificity, which is basically where, say I have a winter coat and it works well, it's fine, but maybe it's not like the cutest or it doesn't look nice for good occasions. And so I create a need for another coat for nicer occasions. And then I get that nicer coat for nicer occasions. But then I still feel like I'm lacking in a really, really cozy, big puff coat, because that would fill another hole, another niche of my needs for winters in Minnesota. And so I buy a big, big puffy coat, but then that's a long, big puffy coat. And I actually also could use a short, big puff coat for when I'm doing more sporty, fun things outdoors. And I don't want to have this long thing down my legs. And slowly we can create these new needs by just needing more things for more specific situations. And I think that really runs the gamut with clothing, with kitchen appliances, with technology, with all kinds of things. Basically, we convince ourselves that we need something more specific, another item to make some specific task or some specific thing better. And so what I've been trying to do lately is just to be aware of that creation of new needs and to really question myself in the moment when I'm debating about purchasing something, whether it's really necessary, whether it's really a need, or whether I'm kind of creating this need to distract from maybe something else going on in my life or from stress, or kind of finding a reason to shop when I don't really need to, or to have the satisfaction of solving a problem when maybe there wasn't even a problem in the first place. I think often it's a sign of wanting to fix something and wanting to make something better when there may be some things in life that we can't always control. That desire for control, that desire to make life better, to connect with other people, to seem cooler, I think are all driving forces in making us want to shop and to create these new needs. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is just to be aware of when you're shopping, of when you're creating new needs for yourself, what is happening for you in that moment, and maybe just take a pause. I mean, maybe you still want to make the purchase, ultimately it's up to you, but I think being aware of this need creation phenomenon can help us slow that process down and hopefully become more minimalist. I also think that part of this is really making sure that we're integrating our life with things that we enjoy, that provide meaning or value in some way other than just like monetary or physical value. Spending time doing things that we enjoy so that we actually feel like we're making the most of our time. I think that's what a lot of, to me, minimalism comes down to, is really making the most of our time. And actually, this is a great time to take a quick break to talk about the sponsor of this video, because I do think that it relates to that overall concept of really making the most of our time on this earth and exploring our interests, our creativity, and learning new skills. So basically, I want to tell you about Skillshare, which is an online learning community where they have a bunch of different classes on many different topics. It's really a space to explore your creativity, learn new skills, and whether you're a beginner or you're a ways down into some kind of skill, but you just kind of want to improve things, it's just such a great opportunity to have really high quality video classes that are just easily accessible from the couch at your home. I've taken classes on video editing, creative writing, cooking, productivity, lifestyle types of things. And there are just so many classes and they're constantly adding new ones, so I'm always interested. Most recently, I started taking this class called creative writing, crafting personal essays with impact, just for fun. Not that I'm doing a bunch of writing, but I saw that it was created by Roxane Gay, who I actually saw speak at a conference a number of years ago, and I just think she is so incredible and engaging. She's a New York Times bestselling author, and I just had to take this class just for fun, but I'm really enjoying the process of learning from her. That's just one example, but there are so many courses on Skillshare, and they enrich my life. Like, they really do. It's just a good way to be spending my time and to explore interests in a way that's not just like sitting around doing nothing at home. I think it's so easy to just like turn on the TV sometimes, but taking a class just makes me feel like I'm making more use of time. The first 1,000 people to use the link below in the description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So it's a really great opportunity. It doesn't cost you anything to give it a try. And so if you're interested, you can have a month of a bunch of cool classes and then see where that takes you. But back to sort of the topic of this video, I do actually think that taking a course on something that you're interested in, or investing in yourself in some other way, finding ways to spend your time doing things that you enjoy, that are interesting, that engage your mind, that make you excited. I mean, just look at your life and think about what excites me, what interests me, and see what you can do to integrate into your schedule, just doing a little bit more of that each week. And once you start to do that, I honestly think that then it's just also easier in those moments when you get pulled into shopping or you start to create needs for yourself to re-engage yourself in something that matters more to you and that is more worthwhile. Let me know in the comments if you have experiences or thoughts on this phenomenon of creating needs that we need to fulfill in our shopping, and what other ways we can create meaning in our lives. As always, if you're interested, subscribe, like this video. It ends up supporting me. And that's all I've got. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.